Come on, let's do it.
Ruined another good shirt. Well, I didn't ruin it. I transitioned it, I'll say, from wear out in public shirt to wear in kitchen and cook shirt. And basically that's how they get this way. And then they become threadbare, wear around the house, super comfortable shirts. So I liked it while it was new. It's now a cooking shirt. We are going to make something that I absolutely love. Macaroni salad. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
Okay, the reason for this macaroni salad, it's Saturday afternoon, is I may have a guest or two dropping by later, but I'm really making it for me. I love a good mac salad, and I'm not skimping on the elbows. I got rumo. This is one of my favorite pastas lately. This is 1 pound. I'm using 3/4. Basically, a quarter pound is a cup. And so I'm going to use 3 cups of pasta. And that leaves me a cup here, 1/4 of a pound. One night when I want to, have a quick bite, quick easy snack, I can just boil these up. A little butter, a little salt, Parmesan cheese, done. So rumo elbows, a nice pasta. I've got water on the stove boiling. I'll put some salt in it right now. It's not quite to the boil. Let me get some salt in that. We are going to cook the pasta normally to a nice al dente. However, the difference with macaroni salad is once this is cooked, we are going to rinse it in cold water to get the starch off. I would never do that if I was eating a pasta dish. You want the starch to hold the sauce. But in this, we're going to cook this, rinse it with cold water. All right. This is going to be like a classic. And one of the reasons I'm doing this, if you watched last week's show, the fish and chips, I made this fresh mayo. And honestly, full disclosure, it's still last week while I'm shooting. This is Saturday. You're watching the following Sunday. So this mayo is still only 2 days old. And it's good for a week to 2 in the fridge. But this is just so tasty. It's now had time to settle in the fridge. And by the way, I still have a little leftover tartar sauce. I'm going to be frying some shrimp with that same batter. So this inspired me while I had the mayo, while it was fresh, avocado oil, to make a nice batch of macaroni salad. So fresh mayo, onion, and I debated using my leeks. I harvested a bunch of leeks, and technically most recipes call for a red onion. I only have 3 of these yellow onions up in the basket here, and they've been sitting up here for a little bit, so I want to use one. These are from the market. I also thought about, instead of red onion, I have my Dutch red shallot, but those are starting to go. Still got plenty in the basement of both shallots, but they're small. I would have had to use half dozen, 7 of them to get half of this onion. So I'll use the onion. And what we're going to do is I'm going to dice it, and then I'm going to soak it in water for about 15 minutes. Celery. Actually, I didn't have celery. I went shopping yesterday thanks to my neighbor. I just got back. They're up in town, but they said, sure, the door's open. Grab a rib of celery. So I dropped a dozen eggs. Fair trade. Most mac salads will call for a sweet green bell pepper, which I also don't have, but I just went out and pulled. This one's a little funky. That might go in the compost. I just picked some of these Matchbox peppers. They're super mild. They're as sweet as a green pepper with a nice flavor. And also my banana peppers are not spicy. But I might put a little bit of jalapeno. Got a green jalapeno here just starting to get some color. So I'll make a little pepper mix, all right? Carrot, debatable. I have some organic carrots in the fridge. Mine are all gone. We did the soup. But I bought some organic carrots. Maybe I'll shave a little in. That's sort of optional in a classic mac salad. Of course, with some yellow mustard, just a store-bought Hannaford yellow mustard, little white sugar, salt and pepper, and I've got a little onion powder and granulated garlic. That's it, macaroni salad. So what I will do, the water's just coming to the boil. I will put the elbows in. No need, nothing to see here. cook some pasta. I'll drain it. I'll rinse it with cold water. I will now dice up all the veg, and then what we'll do is we'll start by making a dressing. I'll get diced. See you back right here. Hold your horses, stop the presses. I forgot a crucial ingredient. Of course, vinegar. Now, and the reason I want to bring this up before I move forward, I could have mentioned it when we came back, but this is plain white distilled vinegar. And yes, I'm going to taste it. Plain old vinegar. But what I have, we're going to use about 2 teaspoons, 2 tablespoons. But what I had in the fridge, this was left over from a pickle. I don't remember if it was, I think it was peppers, because it's not sweet, so it wouldn't have been, this would not have been the bread and butter pickles. I don't taste any garlic dill. I don't remember what was pickled, but it's basically just vinegar. It's got some salt, some bay leaf, some black peppercorns, and a little garlic. Maybe this was from cucumbers. So it's basically white vinegar on steroids. So I'm going to use half plain vinegar and half this. These are how you build these little subtle flavor notes and make things that normally would be great, super great. All right? So we're going to mix the 2 vinegars, half and half. All right, just wanted to get that in. That's the ingredients. There's a full boil going on now. I'm dropping the pasta. I'll dice this first, get it in some cold water to soak, dice everything else. See you back here. Okay, the pasta is cooked. It's nice and al dente. I rinsed it with cold water. Perfect. You don't want to overcook that because you want to have a nice bite in the macaroni salad. So that's done. Onion is soaking, cold water. I'll drain that off, but first let's make the liquid part of our dressing. 1 cup of that ridiculously delicious fresh mayo from avocado oil, freshly laid eggs, amazing. And I still have tartar sauce in there. Like I said, I'm going to batter fry some shrimp later today. But I also have enough mayo. You know I'm going to make a tuna melt probably tomorrow or Monday with a little mac salad on the side. Let's go with a little yellow mustard, maybe a tablespoon. I'll eyeball it. It looks like about a tablespoon. Vinegar, we want, I don't know, about 3 tablespoons, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 of the straight up vinegar. Distilled white. This is not wine vinegar or everything. It's just shelf vinegar. You can use it for cleaning, making window solutions. I make weed killer out of it. And I'm going to go with just 1 of the flavored vinegar. This is how you build depth of flavor, but we don't want to go crazy. All right? So there's our liquid. And as usual, I like to taste as I go. So before I even start adding seasoning, let's see what we got here. There are people coming from the mac salad maybe, so I don't want to be dipping. It's already brilliant. Oh, mayo, mustard, and vinegar. How could that not be great? We'll put a little bit of black pepper in this. I do not measure black pepper. You see in recipes all the time, a half teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon. I will measure out salt. I'll put about, I don't know, teaspoon kosher salt. Put a few teaspoons of sugar. We do want to sweeten this up. It's got the vinegar. I'll put like 3 teaspoons of sugar. That might be much. I'll start with 2. See how it tastes. Onion powder, garlic powder. Just gonna pinch them in. What do we got here? This looks like garlic. Smells like garlic. The onion is a little yellower and a little coarser. There's the onion. Yes, sir. That is onion. No doubt. All right, this is our dressing. Let's give it another taste. Seasoned up. Beautiful. Okay, let's add the veg. Our diced onion that was soaked in cold water for, 10-15 should do it. As it turned out, with all the prep and everything, was upwards of a half hour, maybe longer. But that just milds it down. Takes some of the onion, the oils out, just soak them out. It makes it a little milder. And now let's put the celery and a little pepper mix. I wound up using the orange and green Matchbox, which are very mild. So those are a good sub for a green bell pepper. Similar flavor. I think a little milder and sweeter. I used one banana pepper. They were also mild. They could take on a little bite when they're ripe, but I used a green one. And I didn't even use the jalapeno because I don't want to mess with this and make it too spicy. I had a little piece of a jalapeno on the counter. I diced it up fine. It maybe wound up being a quarter of a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon at the most of jalapeno to give a little bit of kick in the background. Nobody will probably even notice it. So this is the dressing. Try to get a little of each of the peppers in there. Oh. That right there is a killer deli macaroni salad without the macaroni. And what we're going to do now, a little trick I learned on internet. Maybe I'll find her link. I probably should. And I'll put it in the description. I don't even remember who it was, but I should be able to find it. Is to put half the dressing. Okay, and then we're going to chill this for several hours. I'm going to save the other half of the dressing. And I read this and I thought it made perfect sense because the pasta, right, we took the starch out of it, is going to absorb this. We're going to put it in the fridge, let it chill for hours, and the pasta will soak it right in. You don't want a dry macaroni salad. So we'll add maybe not even all the rest. We'll taste it later and add what we need. See how dry it gets. I can tell by looking at it I'm going to want to add more black pepper. But I'll do that after it's in the fridge for a while. The vinegar mix is key. I know I'm just quality control tasting, but that's the problem with this. People better come, because I'm liable to eat this whole thing in one sitting myself. So good. I'm debating whether to grate a little carrot in there. So far, it's really amazing. I think I might. Let me shut this camera. More for color, but also sweetness. Organic carrot, not mine. Market, but organically grown. And I'm just going to grate a little in, just to get that sweet. I love carrot. So this is more of an improv. You can leave it in, leave it out. Just going to go with a little bit. And now I have a little snack. I haven't eaten since breakfast. It's 1 p.m. So let's get that in. Yeah, that's all it needs. A few flecks. Okay. I'm going to pop this in the fridge. And let's see how much it dries up. And we have the rest of our dressing. Oh, it's so good. I'll see you in a couple of hours. Okay, it's been a couple of hours already. 3:18. And I do have some guests coming at 4 p.m. So look what happened. This absorbed, soaked in that dressing so nicely that now what we can do is add a little more. I'm not going to put it all yet. You know what? I think I am. Because we got a good 40 minutes. It'll do the same. It'll absorb. Alright, let's give this a taste. You won't mind if I say it's the best mac salad I've ever had, would you? The vinegar tang. I think it's the mix of the two vinegars. And you know what I'm going to do? It wants a touch of salt. And I know we have the fresh celery. But I'm going to go with a little celery salt. Let me taste it first. Yeah. Touch of celery salt and a little pinch of kosher. Just to bring everything together and bring out that celery flavor. This is phenomenal. The vinegar is incredible. I'm glad I saw that jar of the pickle juice that was left over. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Not the type of guest / gathering that I want to bust the camera out. Otherwise, I'd try to get their reaction on camera. I'll play it by ear, but I doubt it. But I took a little out. Little snack. I gotta go out, light the grill. Got a fire going. Got a few things to grill. A couple of salads to make. Caprese. But this is gonna be the star, the highlight of this early October little grill fest. I'll see you all for the next episode.
Come on, let's do it.